Hello there and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a show that brings you weekly developments in Nigeria's energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egosa Igumbo. Tonight, Bayo Ojulari assumes duty as the new Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, with a promise to consolidate on his predecessor's achievements. This is as the company announces the appointment of a new 8-man senior management team. What are the expectations for the new board? Oil experts set agenda, plus other major stories making the rounds. Welcome again to the program. Now, the newly appointed Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, has officially taken over the reins of the company. As part of the restructuring, the company has also announced the appointment of an 8-member team as a new senior management team.
In a brief handover ceremony held at the NNPC Towers, the new Group CEO, Mr. Bayo Ojulari, commended his predecessor, Mr. Mele Kyari, for his contributions to the growth of NNPC Limited and his sterling service to the nation. He disclosed that the objective of his management was to consolidate on the successes of his predecessor and take the company to the next level. The group CEO said though the targets set for his management were quite enormous, he would be relying on the cooperation of the management and staff of the company, as well as the counsel of his predecessor to achieve set targets.
I want to take the opportunity personally and also on behalf of the management of NNPC and the industry to thank you for the immense contributions you have made to the progress of our industry. It's also good to say that there are a lot of improvements that we have seen over the years, a lot of clarity, a lot of improved relationships, and also some of the external things that you have done. I will be counting on your continued support. I will need a lot of it, particularly all the areas where you've succeeded, but also the areas where you've had challenges. My purpose is to consolidate the successes that NNPC has achieved and take it to the next level.
Earlier in his remarks, Kyari congratulated Ojulari and thanked the management and staff of the company for their support while in office. He pledged to do everything within his power to support the new management to succeed.
Bayo, I congratulate you from the depth of my heart, and I know you will succeed. You will do great things. I'm sure that you will take NNPC to the promised land, which is to be the global energy company of choice. This is the ambition of this company, and I know it is realizable, it's realistic, and I know that you're capable of taking it to that position. And we'll do everything possible to support you, Bayo, to succeed and to do greater things than we ever imagined that is possible. But I know this is possible. You are inheriting a company that has extremely skilled workers of all class and an envy of most people in the industry today. And I'm sure that they will rally around you for you to succeed, including the senior management team members who are with us at this meeting. And I would like to just reemphasize that we're always a call away, a nod away. And wherever you want us to support you, please let us know.
Following the handover was the introduction of a new management team by the company. The team, which will be headed by the GCEO, Mr. Bashir Bayo Ojulari, has Roland Ewubare as Group Chief Operating Officer, Adedapo Segun as Group Chief Financial Officer, and Olalekan Ogunleye as Executive Vice President, Gas, Power and New Energy. Others are Udi Intia, Executive Vice President, Upstream, Mumini Dagazao is the new Executive Vice President Downstream, and Sophia Mbakwe as Executive Vice President Business Services. Adesu Adozi is the new Company Secretary and Chief Legal Officer.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value and improving lives. NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy needs as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders.
Energy for today, energy for tomorrow, energy for tomorrow. Come on, let's go.
Meanwhile, the composition of the new NNPC board has been greeted with lots of commendation across the sector. Experts are hopeful that the energy company will witness dramatic changes under the leadership of Bayo Ojulari as Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited. Here are a few things you need to know about the new boss of NNPC Limited.
Bashir Bayo Ojulari, the new NNPC Limited Group CEO, hails from Kwara State, north-central Nigeria. His Renaissance African Energy Company recently led a consortium of indigenous energy firms in the landmark acquisition of the entire equity holding in the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria (SPDC), worth $2.4 billion. Ojulari is an alumnus of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The mechanical engineering graduate who led the turnaround maintenance team for the Bonga FPSO is now the second NNPC Limited Group CEO in history. He began his career at Elf Aquitaine as the first Nigerian process engineer. Apart from working in Nigeria, his career spans across Europe and the Middle East, where he worked in various roles including petroleum engineering, strategic planning, and asset management. In 2015, he became the managing director of Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited, SNEPCO. As the new NNPC boss settles in, there are high expectations that he will bring his proven track record of performance in the private sector to bear in corporate governance and for better optimization of oil and gas assets as well as investments in the energy company.
Well, last week, President Bola Tinubu approved the reconstitution of the board of NNPC Limited. The new 11-member board is saddled with the responsibility of restructuring the company to enhance operational efficiency, restore investor confidence, boost local content and drive economic growth, and advance gas commercialization and diversification. President Tinubu handed out an immediate action plan to the new board to conduct a strategic portfolio review of NNPC-operated and joint venture assets to ensure alignment with value maximization objectives.
The new NNPC board has as its chairman Ahmadu Musa Kida, a distinguished figure with robust experience in the oil sector, including leadership roles at Total Exploration and Production. Kida's engineering background, coupled with his tenure as president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, reflects his commitment to excellence and leadership both on and off the court. Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari as Group Chief Executive Officer, GCEO. Ojulari brings a wealth of experience from his tenure at Renaissance Africa Energy Company and Shell Petroleum Development Company. His journey from a process engineer to a key industry player equips him with a unique perspective on Nigeria's energy landscape. While Adedapo Segun, the Chief Financial Officer of NNPC Limited, joins the board as an executive member. Other non-executive directors representing Nigeria's geopolitical zones are Bello Rabiu, Northwest, Yusuf Usman, Northeast, Babs Omotoa, North Central, Austin Avuru from the South-South, David Ige, Southwest, and Henry Ikem Obi from the Southeast. Representing the Federal Ministry of Finance on the new board is Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, the Permanent Secretary, while Aminu Said Ahmed is representing the Ministry of Petroleum Resources. This structure not only exemplifies a vast industry experience, but also showcases a commitment to inclusivity in driving NNPC Limited's strategic objectives. The restructuring of NNPC Limited comes at a crucial time as the nation navigates the complexities of its oil and gas sector. With the confluence of experience, innovation, and strategic vision embodied in its new board, there is optimism for elevating Nigeria's standing in the global energy arena.
You're still watching Energy and You. We'll take a moment here, but when we return, we'll be celebrating women in the energy sector. Please join us again.
Imagine a Nigeria where every farmer has the power to feed their community, create jobs and drive economic growth. The NNPC Foundation is launching a groundbreaking agricultural training program to make this vision a reality. Over 6,000 vulnerable farmers will receive expert training on best practices to boost food production, increase yields, and secure a sustainable future. The training will take place in these locations: Southeast Nsukka, Enugu State, Umuchu, Anambra State, and Afikpo, Ebonyi State, from April 7th to 17th, 2025. South-South, Asaba, Delta State, Ikom, Cross River State, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and Port Harcourt, River State, from April 28th to May 9th, 2025. Southwest, Ikorodu, Lagos State, Moniya, Oyo State, Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, from May 12th to 23rd, 2025. 1,000 farmers in each location will receive hands-on training from experts on modern farming techniques, climate-smart farming, efficient resource management, sustainable agriculture practices, and market access strategies. NNPC Foundation, empowering farmers, securing our future.
Let's go. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
You're still watching Energy and You. Tonight, we celebrate the achievements of top career women on the continent as Ascent Club recently had its 2025 edition of the 100 Top Women in Africa Awards. The event recognized women who have shown great influence and made major contributions in their chosen fields. Women in NNPC Limited featured prominently at the event, with one of them being named on the list of top career women.
The Ascent Club's 100 Top Women in Africa Awards ceremony was held at the Alliance Francaise in Lagos. The event brought together women leaders from across the continent to celebrate their achievements and share their experiences. One of the highlights of the event was the keynote address by Dr. Mrs. Oluwakemi Olumuyiwa, Head of Relationship and Stakeholder Management at NNPC Limited. She shared her insights on power, influence and leadership in male-dominated industry.
I want to take a moment to recognize the role of the current leadership of NNPC Limited in recognizing, promoting and empowering women to take on leadership roles within the company and industry. The leadership of NNPC Limited has demonstrated a commitment to diversity and inclusion and has implemented initiatives to support the career and advance women. NNPC has intentionally championed competency-based promotions, which has promoted diversity and inclusion within the company. The company has also implemented programs to support the career advancement of women, such as that mentoring program I've been telling you is official. Training and development initiative is official. Networking is official. In fact, the senior management of NNPC declared that every training program must go to Ivy League business schools. That is the effort of NNPC. Can you clap for my employer?
The event featured keynote addresses from prominent female speakers and seasoned panelists who took time to share their stories and perspectives on how women can become more visible and successful, both at home and in the workplace. Also, one of the 100 African women in corporate leadership, NNPC Limited's Iyabode Ayobami Ojo, who is the director, NNPC Academy, was honored for her contribution and roles in shining the light on women and their achievements. Also awarded for her contributions is Miss Julie Utang, Acting Head Business Services, NNPC Upstream Investment Management Services. The event culminated in the unveiling of the 2025 honorees, a list of 100 top career women in Africa. The awardees were recognized for their outstanding contributions in their respective fields and their impact on the continent.
Meanwhile, engineer Mrs. Adefunke Adekunle has been named as the new chairman of the Association of Professional Women Engineers in Nigeria at the NNPC Limited chapter. She was sworn in on Thursday, the 3rd of April 2025.
Engineers are recognized by employers, peers, and society alike for their character, ethics, and quality of work. The field is often at the leading edge of innovation and plays a significant role in shaping society and its future. At NNPC Limited, a company that stands out for its professional excellence, women engineers under the auspices of the Association of Professional Women Engineers in Nigeria (APWEN), like their male counterparts, adhere to the highest technical, professional and ethical standards. This was demonstrated at the inauguration of engineer Mrs. Adefunke Adekunle as the second chairman of NNPC's chapter of the association. Speaking at the event, Mrs. Adekunle stated that her vision is to deepen the impact of women engineers, expand opportunities, and foster an inclusive environment for female engineers to thrive.
As the second chairman of APWEN NNPC Limited chapter, my vision is clear. My vision is to deepen and impact, expand opportunities for young women in engineering, and foster an inclusive environment where female engineers can thrive.
On her part, the national president of APWEN, Adebisi Osim, extolled the virtues of NNPC women engineers, saying the association is making an appreciable progress.
APWEN is progressing and we are expanding. So this shows that APWEN NNPC has come to stay, and it will continue progressing and impacting the next generation, just like APWEN is doing. Our expectation from her is to improve in mentorship program, STEM education for the young ones, and impart her colleagues and make sure they are well grounded and all of them form part of the association.
The event had current and former members of NNPC top management as well as the national leadership of APWEN in attendance.
It's now time for a summary of some trending international energy news for the week. Oil prices extended last week's losses on Monday, with West Texas Intermediate falling more than 4% as escalating trade tensions between the United States and China stoked fears of a recession that would reduce demand for crude. Brent futures declined $2.54 to $63.04 a barrel. Goldman Sachs has revised down its annual average price forecast again for Brent and WTI crude in 2026, citing increased recession risk and the possibility of higher than expected OPEC Plus supply. In a note dated April 6, the bank cut its 2026 average price forecast by $4 for Brent to $58 a barrel and WTI to $55. Saudi Arabia, the world's top oil exporter, has slashed crude oil prices for Asian buyers in May to their lowest in 4 months, following a recent shock decision by the OPEC Plus oil group to speed up oil output hikes. State oil company Saudi Aramco cut the May official selling price for flagship Arab light crude by $2.30 to $1.20 a barrel, above the average of Oman and Dubai prices, a pricing document from the producer has shown. Shell has lowered its first quarter liquefied natural gas production outlook in a trading update, citing the impact of bad weather in Australia before it publishes results on May 2nd. The British company guided for LNG output to reach between 6.4 million to 6.8 million metric tons, down from a previous forecast of 6.6 million to 7.2 million tons. It produced 7.1 million tons of LNG in the fourth quarter of last year. The National President of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Tolulokpe Lunge, has been scheduled to chair the 2025 edition of the Bullion Lecture. The lecture, themed Architecting the Energy Sector for Nigeria's $1 trillion economy vision, is to be held at the Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos on Thursday, April 10, 2025. The Bullion Lecture is a platform conceptualized by the Center for Financial Journalism for lively discussion on national and international issues.
Imagine a Nigeria where every farmer has the power to feed their community, create jobs and drive economic growth. The NNPC Foundation is launching a groundbreaking agricultural training program to make this vision a reality. Over 6,000 vulnerable farmers will receive expert training on best practices to boost food production, increase yields, and secure a sustainable future. The training will take place in these locations: Southeast, Nsukka, Enugu State, Umuchu, Anambra State, and Afikpo, Ebonyi State, from April 7th to 17th, 2025. South-South, Asaba, Delta State, Ikom, Cross River State, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and Port Harcourt, River State, from April 28th to May 9th, 2025. Southwest, Ikorodu, Lagos State, Moniya, Oyo State, Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, from May 12th to 23rd, 2025. 1,000 farmers in each location will receive hands-on training from experts on modern farming techniques, climate-smart farming, efficient resource management, sustainable agriculture practices, and market access strategies. NNPC Foundation, empowering farmers, securing our future.
Let's go. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
And that's the show tonight. Thanks for joining us as always. If you missed any part of the show or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles to get updates of all the activities of NNPC Limited. I'm Egosa Igombo. We'll see you again.